Basically, want to know what happened when I came?
What you came with, what feelings you came with?
See, I came with a lot of heaviness, a lot of baggage, a lot of anger, resentment, and I think lots of mixed up feelings in my head, which kind of never give me peace, would make me want to sit, and even if I'm sitting, there's no peace in my head. But after this whole week of gradually talking through so many processes, that wasn't a one-off thing. It was through so many gentle kind of interventions. I have like peeled away lots of layers. I've also, I think, begun to understand that a lot of it has to do with me more than with the others, and it was easy to hold others as an alibi to explain away my feelings. Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to face that because it's uncomfortable, and I really am still not comfortable blaming myself for things that happen. I'm much happier holding another person responsible, but it has helped me in so many ways to realize that if I give off a particular feeling, the response will be to that. Because, like you told me, it's all about cause and effect. And if I don't understand that basic fact, then there's no point to it, because then all my life I'll be holding somebody else responsible. And as long as I'm holding another person responsible and I'm not looking at what's causing it, I will never arrive at any kind of a solution to anything. So that's something I've learned. But it's not easy. It's easier said when I'm talking to you than going back and when I'm getting mad at somebody trying to say, no, it's me, because it'll take a long time to happen. But at least I have the understanding that it's there, and maybe after that immediate flash of response is over, I can sit back and look at it. I'm not a saint or anything that I will immediately get into this mode. No, I won't. I know that, and I'm honest about that. But yes, at least I have an option of sitting back and thinking about this at a stage, which I really never thought about before, because it didn't occur to me. I was so confident that the other person is wrong and I'm right, and I wouldn't say victim. I was never a victim, because I think I'm too strong to be a victim in any sense. But yeah, I used to constantly feel that, I'm right and this person is not. And, they're not understanding what I'm trying to say. Whereas actually it's possibly not that. I'm just giving off something to which the other person. So yeah, this is something I have understood. I've also, since I've had so much time to myself and I've really not had to be tied up with home and family and what's been happening on a daily basis, I've been able to see a lot of other issues as well, whether it's connected to the home front, whether it's connected to people, my sisters, the family, work, and I have come to some kind of a understanding of possibly where my friction points are and what causes them, but it will take me a long time to really address them in that, at the level at which they need to be addressed. But I can work towards it. This has shown me how I could possibly work towards it. That's one. Two, the meditation has taught me something. I did not realize it could be so simple. And the fact of just that one concentration is so effective. I mean, it's like magic. For me, I've never done meditation like this before. Because you're always asked to, focus on a light. And very frankly, I've tried it many times. The light keeps wavering, the light keeps vanishing. And it's not been easy, and then I start getting a ache at this point. This was none of that. It was no stress on the body at all, and it was possibly more easy to relate to it, because it's easier to relate to a process which is a natural process within you, like breathing, rather than trying to do something which is actually a forced kind of a stimuli or whatever. So yeah, these are a lot of things that I've picked up here. Most importantly, through the whole process, I've come to understand what was the base cause for all my anger, my resentment, my completely being miserable, because I was not able to say no. There are lots of times when I needed to say no and I wouldn't say no. There are lots of times when I need to be honest with myself that I'm not, and I'm trying to constantly please people around me, and in the process, alright, externally I'm pleasing them, but I don't really want to at a very base level please them, and as a result of which they're happy, I'm resentful because I don't have that space to accommodate that happiness, but I still want to do it because I want to be this popular person. And obviously they don't understand that I resent it, because at no point I'm communicating to them that I resent it. And also, as human beings, when somebody is willing to do something, we take it for granted. It's not like we're going to be grateful or happy that somebody is doing it. It's just that X likes doing it, so let X do it. And for me, expecting that, look, I'm taking the special step to do this, they should acknowledge it and be grateful, that's wrong. Because they don't even know that I'm taking that special step. So I think it is a lot of messy, complicated things in the middle of my head, and I've been able to come to terms with a lot of that. And the most important learning I'm taking away from here is the fact of doing what I think is right for me, but like we discussed, to do it in a way that doesn't, in a sensitive way. And it needs to be sensitive to both me as well as the person it's concerned, and it needs a resolution point because they may be conflicting. The other person's perception and mine may conflict in terms of what we need. But if one concentrates, if one talks, maybe you can arrive at a logical conclusion.
Okay, thank you.